guys, don't forget we have Saturday night at the movies over on betterbachelor.locals.com doing Terminator, Cool Hand Luke tonight. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time over on the website. There's a link if you want to join us, but you're in a different time zone. Hope you join us tonight. We're going to have a good time, as we do every Saturday night. So, guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. We need to bring this back again. And am I talking about women with very curvy bodies in yoga pants? Yes. No, not really. No, while it's always nice to see. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about punishing bad behavior. You know, right now things have gone completely out of control, not only with crime, but with everything. Our government, everything else, up to and including women and women's bad behavior. Well, Dubai gets it right. And if a lot of people, I've never been to Dubai, but a lot of people have traveled to Dubai. And even though they say, you know what, you can't drink, there's a lot of things you can't do, they've also said it's one of the safest, most crime-free, rich countries that are on the planet. And yes, it's because of oil and everything else. But the whole point is, like in certain areas in Singapore, for example, you can get arrested for spitting bubble gum on the sidewalk. You might say, well, that's over the top. Yeah, but you know what? If you crack down on the little things, the big things never happen. If you make everyone realize, hey, you know what? If I'm going to F-A, I'm going to F-O. Like, screw around, you're going to find out real quick. Well, this is another popular trashy person that acted like trash, and she found out what it's like. So this is a Texas TikToker, Sassy Trucker, trapped in Dubai. No, she's not trapped. She was arrested. Faces 2 years in prison for screaming at a car rental worker. Now, before I read this story, I want to show you.
Run off!
Oop, let me show you what kind of person she is. This is a picture of her. You'll notice she's not the same woman in my thumbnail because the woman in my thumbnail is actually attractive. No, and here she is, like arguing with some dude that is either spilled something on his pants or has wet himself. I'm not going to even play this video, but she's just in this video yelling and fighting and screaming and just being a trashy individual. So what's the deal? Well, she went over to Dubai and acted trashy like she does here in the United States, in Texas. And, here you can get away with that stuff because she's a woman, minority. Over there, they don't play. First of all, their skin color is about the same as hers. So it's not like they're not going to do anything because she's dark-skinned. A Texas TikToker, and the other thing is, too, they don't respect women. So they're certainly going to be like, no on you. Texas TikToker is trapped in Dubai and faces 2 years in prison after screaming at an employee at a rental car agency. Tiara Allen. Oh, she's named Tiara. Shocking. Better known to her 182,000 followers as Sassy Trucker, has been stuck in the strict country since authorities whisked away her passport. The nonprofit group detained in Dubai revealed. You know, here's the funny thing. There's a nonprofit named Detained in Dubai. And why do they have that nonprofit? Because Westerners are stupid and they go over there and they don't respect the country's laws. And then, oh my goodness, shocking, they get in trouble for breaking the laws. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing when you hold people accountable for their bad actions, that society improves? Who would have ever thunk it? I wonder if she named herself Sassy Trucker, not because she's so much a trucker, but because maybe she, maybe she walked around in a trucker's lot and was a lot lizard. That's actually what she looks like, a lot lizard. The Houston social media star, 29, claims that screaming stemmed from a verbal tussle between herself and the manager of a local car rental shop. When she stopped in to pick up her personal belongings, Allen's credit cards, debit cards, cell phone had been impounded along with a rental car. The manager allegedly demanded money in exchange for the possessions. You know what? Maybe he did, but maybe he did not. See, the problem is if you have good standards and you are an upstanding, good citizen with good moral values, and you're a good person, people are more likely to believe you when you say, hey, you know what, this guy took my stuff. But what do you do in that case? You go to the U.S. Embassy or you find law enforcement. You do something within the law. But just screaming and throwing a fit and hanging out with older men that apparently wet themselves after drinking too much, maybe you're not the type of person that people are going to listen to and believe. She said he followed me outside, he told him to stop, he called the police and opened a case. And maybe he did, especially if you're dressed up like a, I'm in shock and he frightened me. I told him to stop. Now police said I can't go home. Now here's a picture of her. Hey, you know what? Look around you, lady. The most that you can see on somebody else is maybe from a knee down, like some shorts and t-shirts. And you're out there with the clavage and the sleeveless and everything else. You got to know where you're traveling. I mean, because women here are fully dressed in hijab, so already you're getting attention. For what? For a photo shoot. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Police confiscated Allen's passport. They said they have spent the last 3 months weighing in whether or not to prosecute the influencer for shouting in public, which is considered an offensive behavior punishable by up to 2 years in prison. Though she's not been jailed, Allen is incapable of leaving the country. But the nonprofit believes Allen was detained as some part of a blackmail scheme run by the car rental agency, and some local cops may be in on it. You know what? This may be true. It may be true, but this is Dubai. Dubai likes their tourists. Dubai likes people that spend money. So I have a little bit of a hard time believing this. I know Dubai likes a well-run, clean society. I do know she's not a part of that. They say holidaymakers will pay exorbitant amounts just to get home to their families and their jobs, even though they're being taken advantage of. This is what the nonprofit's saying. She may have been targeted because of her lavish personal belongings. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. In Dubai, hold on, I'm going to pause this. Let me pause this and let me find an argument for them. All right, here's my counter argument. There are so many rich people over in Dubai that they have abandoned supercars. Literally just cars that they just get abandoned. They just get left. Discarded at airports. Like, okay, so I'm not saying that this didn't happen to her. But what I'm saying is that instead of, oh, okay, so here she is in a truck. Is she driving it or riding in it? But the whole point is you screw around and you make yourself stand out and you make yourself a target. And again, if she had just gone to the American embassy, if she went to the cops and they didn't do anything, you go to the American embassy. There are proper ways to do this. But she didn't know it. And the reason why I know that is because when I've traveled, I find out I've gone to 36 countries, something like that. I'd have to count them all up. Like 36 countries. I usually would find out where the embassies were. I was low profile. I didn't get attention. I tried to kind of be low key. Why? Because you don't know those cultures. You don't know those people. But what's the important part of all this? Is because, and I'm using this as an example. If you make it to where, hey, you know what? I did a story on this, or not a video on this the other day, but it's a post that I did on Twitter, where a 19-year-old threw lye, a bathroom cleaner that it contained lye, on her sleeping father on the couch, and it ate away at him. He went to the hospital. They did skin grafts and everything else to try to save him, and he expired. He was done. That was it, the end of him. Do you know why she did that? Because he didn't take her to a hair appointment. And when she was in the court, she said to the judge, or her lawyer said to the judge, she's a young woman with a bright and promising future. She wants to be an educator. She wants to help other people. Throwing her in jail would just be, throwing away her life. And she's a good person who made one mistake. She got probation, you guys. She got like time served plus probation for ending her father because he wouldn't take her to a hair appointment. Do you think that because of her punishment, do you think others that hear about this or others that find out about this or even herself Are they going to learn anything, or are they just going to be keep doing stupid, dangerous things to hurt or end other people? You know, they call it a broken window policy, which is if you go into an area that has a lot of broken windows and a lot of like graffiti and street tags and things like that, and you start cracking down for the little things, then you usually find the people that have either done or will do the big things. And you stop them before, and you scare the crap out of them. And you make them realize, look, you keep screwing around, and it's going to be a hard time for you. And you try to send them in the right direction. And if you can, the broken window stops. Then the graffiti stops. Then the crime lessens. Then the bigger crimes go away. And before you know it, you have a flourishing neighborhood. And look, whether you like or hate Rudy Giuliani in New York, he was the first Republican in a very long time that was hired to be the mayor of New York. He cleaned it up big time. Now, you can hate him for his policies or whatever, but and you can say even that some of those policies were wrong or targeted minorities. That's fine to say. But the point is, if you do this type of policing, yes, you may actually be breaking people's rights. And that's not right. But if it's done properly, it can make a difference. This young lady is a horrible person, just based on the videos I've seen and everything that she's going through. And she screwed around and she found out. Well, if we start doing this more, we will correct a lot of the problems in this country, but nobody has the backbones or the spines to do it. Nobody will correct the problems because they get labeled as a phobe or an ist or whatever. And they won't do it. And what happens? The decline furthers. And it decays. And the cities get worse. And if there's not enough people to vote in someone different to change policies, people that are borderline and are not all in on this stuff will leave. The cities become more blue. Certain states become more blue. Other areas become more red, politically, opposite sides. And then you'll find out, hey, you know what? We're going to split up into a two-tier country. There's going to be the people that don't want this stuff and the people that are fine with it. But I think over time, what happens is the people that aren't fine with it move away, go to a new area, and then vote like they've always voted and make that area turn into crap. It's like a locust, just traveling all over, ruining everything. Well, this young lady, maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong, but she didn't handle it properly, and now she's in trouble. Well, I think we need to do more of the same. We need to bring more of this back, and that's what I talk about in this. We need to bring more of this back. More of policing, more of standards, more of holding people accountable, more of good morals, because I'll tell you something. What keeps a society from being a police state, what keeps a society where everybody is free to do pretty much what they want and they're allowed to have very little presence of the government in their lives, is when they have morals and when they have standards. Because when you have morals and you realize stealing is wrong and hurting people is wrong and doing bad things in general is wrong, you tend to do good things and you tend to be helpful and you tend to help the downtrodden and those that are having problems in society. And that's a good thing. That's what we want. But when the morals decay to where people no longer help each other and the charities aren't there and your fellow man is not looking out for you, then the people that don't care about anybody else show up. And they have no problem stealing from you and taking from you and making your life miserable. And then if you fight back, well, then you're in trouble. So who's the only people then that'll come in and clean up the problem because those people have no morals? And when I mean those people, I mean criminals, people that don't care about their fellow man, people with no morals. When the police come in to clean things up, guess what? They clean everything up and they put their thumb on top of you, a good person, just as hard as they put it on top of a bad person. That's why weak men make bad times, because there are no morals in weak men. There is no good society in weak men. And that's why you have these pro-feminist men that are out there that are bowing and scrimping and doing anything that will curry them favor in the eyes of women that they want. And they have no morals. And so they'll go out and they'll join all these protests and burning stuff down and getting into all kinds of crazy trouble. And the good people just leave. And then the police have to come in. But what happens when you tell the police that they're a bad person for upstanding the laws? they walk away too. And now what do you have? Los Angeles, certain areas of London, certain areas of Paris, San Francisco. I haven't caught too much about bad crime down in Australia, but it's coming eventually. So I think if we bring back the shaming, we bring back the pushing harder on the small offenses, the big ones won't happen. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll be interested in hear what your opinion is. Guys, don't forget we have Saturday night at the movies over on betterbachelor.locals.com doing Terminator, Cool Hand Luke tonight. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time over on the website. There's a link if you want to join us, but you're in a different time zone. Hope you join us tonight. We're going to have a good time, as we do every Saturday night. So we'll see you in the next one, guys. I'll have another one out for you shortly.